Welcome back to another video. My name is Kyle and I suck at budgeting. We got a lot of things to talk about today. So let's get right into it. The first stuff is not really budget related, but we're about to hit a milestone, kind of. My first 100 subscribers. So for those of you that have, oh my goodness, I still can't talk. For those of you that have subscribed already, thank you so much for subscribing. We're about 15 or 17 away from 100. So thank you for subscribing. For those that haven't subscribed yet, do me a favor, give me a subscribe. And of course, like the video. That helps not just me, but you also. So by liking my videos, you are helping me get seen by other people. But you're also telling YouTube that you like content like this, like YNAB, like budgeting, that sort of thing. And the algorithm will start to mold to you and help you find more YNAB videos if that's what you're looking for. And I assume you are because you're here to look at YNAB and budgeting videos. So thank you so much for subscribing, and make sure you hit that like button as well to help us all out. I would appreciate it. All right. So we've got some stuff to talk about. We got a lot of stuff going on. Some really good stuff is about to happen, I think. And I just wanted to kind of talk about some stuff. So let's get into YNAB and let's finish budgeting out the rest of the month and then talk about what's happening in the next weeks, months, years, and so on and so forth. So you'll see that we got a new paycheck coming in, $23.93.70, which is what we have to budget. So let's jump right down here to the mortgage. So you'll see that this is different than other weeks. You'll see that there is a transaction that has already happened, and we're about halfway there, and we need to get the other half. So what I've done is I've switched over to bi-monthly, or is it bi-weekly? I get them confused all the time. I am making, instead of making one payment a month, I am making two payments a month, but I'm keeping the payment the same. So essentially my monthly payment, instead of paying, what is it, 1074.70 or something was my actual payment, instead of, or 77, instead of paying that once a month, I'm paying it every 2 weeks. And what that does, it gives you a couple extra payments per year, and it eventually will shorten your mortgage. In my case, it shortened my mortgage by about 4 years, and it will save me about $14,000 in interest. So not all mortgage companies do this, but if yours does this, I would highly recommend it, because in the present time, it doesn't really feel that different. Most months you're going to have your normal, amount come out, and every once in a while you have that odd month where you have like an extra payment in there. It's really not that big of a deal, but it will help you out by saving you interest, and it will help you out by saving some time on your mortgage. So I highly recommend doing it if you can afford to do it, and if your mortgage company allows you to do it. So you have to make sure that your mortgage company will let you do this, and make sure that there's no like early termination fee or anything like that, or a fee to actually do this. My mortgage company didn't have a fee. They didn't really care. So I'm here doing it. So I need to budget another $537.39 into here to get, oh, they've changed that. 537.39. Wasn't the plus sign on the other side? Maybe I'm just losing my mind. They've made a whole bunch of changes in YNAB. So they've changed the way the targets work and a whole bunch of other stuff. So anyway, back to focus, budgeting. Okay. We need another $312.50 here. Oops. Another $312.50. So now my groceries are fully funded. Eating out, I pulled a little bit of money out of because I had to get some gifts and some things for the garden. It wasn't too much, but I needed to pull some money from somewhere, so I pulled it out of my eating out budget. So we'll finish topping this off. So we need another $325.48, and that will fill up that. And then gas, I need another $200. So we'll add another $200 to that. And gas is fully funded. All right. So let me look at Todoist really quickly. We're going to do that. We'll talk about in a second. My sister's birthday is this month, and I need to get a gift. Don't know what I'm going to do yet. So we're going to throw another $75 in there. Probably way too much, but that's okay. And let's undo that. And then we've got a new thing. I think I'm going to do this. Excuse me. I haven't fully decided. So I'm a huge baseball fan, and I have to say that last year I boycotted baseball the entire season, with the exception of the All-Star game. I didn't watch. I had no interest because of the pitch clock. I thought I saw it like coming up like in the preseason games, how all these pitchers and batters are trying to like game the system and try to get an advantage over the pitch clock. And I thought it was stupid, so I boycotted baseball all last year. I think for the most part that's done and over with, and there's still stuff they're figuring out, but I used to be a subscriber to MLB.tv every year. I got an email today that's for Father's Day. They're giving it to you for the rest of the year, half price. I think I'm gonna do it. So we're gonna go to quality of life. We're gonna go here, MLB.TV, and I think with tax it's gonna come out to like $65 or something like that. So I'm gonna throw $65 in there. I'm not sure I'm actually gonna do it yet, but I do find myself wanting to watch the baseball games now, which was different than last year. So I'm gonna throw the money in there, and if I decide to do it, cool, to get the money. If not, we'll just move it to somewhere else. So, all right. So that is done. All right. So let's talk about what's about to happen. Let's go big screen for this because we can. So, so I mentioned in a couple videos ago that there was a potential raise coming, potentially 2 raises. And I was fairly confident about the first one and not so confident about the second one. And the first one was supposed to start somewhere in the July timeframe, and the second one was going to be anywhere from a month to 2 months to 12 months. And the second one, I was kind of like, if they're talking about it like that, it's probably never going to happen. Well, a couple weeks ago, I got a phone call that said, hey, remember we were talking about those raises? Well, we rolled them all up into one, and starting June 1st, you got it. I was like, dude, that's awesome. So that means a lot of things are going to change for the good. So it almost guarantees that month ahead is going to happen this month. I don't want to jinx it, but I'm pretty sure it's going to happen this month. The other thing that it's going to do is it's going to kick off the accelerated payment of the Jeep. So that is going to happen. I've worked out numbers. I don't know, I've done the paycheck calculator. I'm not 100% sure that my numbers are correct. But I think I can get the Jeep paid off by January, and that's going to be the goal. I don't know that it's actually going to happen, but we're going to try and get it paid off by January, February, which is pretty aggressive. I don't know what's going to happen. It might not, and it's okay. But we're going to do our best to get it done by then. The other thing that it's going to help is the accelerated payoff of the house, and then also increased investing. So this is where I need your help. I am slowly, not that slowly anymore, but I am gathering interest in, I don't want to say necessarily the FIRE movement, but getting to a point where I am financially independent. So what I could use help with, if you are willing to help, is just some resources, either books to read, websites to read. I used to listen to the Choose 5 podcast, so I know that that's out there. I started looking for some spreadsheets that will help me start getting things into place. So anything that you guys have that might help that, I would greatly appreciate. You could stick it in the comments. That would be so helpful. I appreciate that so much. So, so let's talk about what's going to happen next. Let's jump back into YNAB. So if you remember, we have our goals, and I think this is something that's really important to do every month, is have your goals. It could be 1 goal, 2 goal, 3 goals, whatever. So in my case, month ahead is priority number 1. So this projected here is going to change because of the new paycheck. So based on just the numbers I have right now, that's what we're gonna work with because I don't necessarily know what the numbers are gonna be. I kind of have an idea. Um, so month ahead we estimated was that. So paycheck. You think I would know what this is by now, but I don't. Let's go here. Where is it? 2393.70. I know you can't see the calculator, but I can. 2393.70. I'm gonna plug that in for now, just as the number for right now, and we'll kind of adjust it. So I've got 878.33. So we'll add 878.33. That puts me at 3272.03. Now I anticipate about, I don't want to be wrong. I'm going to say like $400 extra in the paycheck. So this brings me to 3272.03. Another $400 would put me at 3600, which would get me month ahead by next paycheck. If it all happens the way things are looking. And my numbers are correct, which you know how I budget. I suck at it, so they're probably wrong. But so let's jump into another thing here. This is my ugly spreadsheet. Just to kind of look at where things might be going. So here's where we are this is not where we are currently. Here's where we are currently. So I'm currently at the 5% mark, which is pulling out $175, and that's the current salary, and that's where we are. We have about a cushion of $1,400 a month after we factor into all those. Some of these numbers are wrong at the moment, but I fixed them on the other one. So I made a copy of this just to kind of play with numbers, and you'll see that I've added some extra things over here. So if the numbers are correct, this is what I think we're going to be at, somewhere around here, which means the weekly. I know it says weekly; it's really biweekly, but this is about where we're going to be. I think 28, 29, 11, which would be about $500-ish. Which means that if I stay at the 5%, that means that I'd have $2,300 and $2,302.33 after I pay all these. These numbers are now accurate and match the budget over here in YNAB. So so if this is correct, which I'm it's pretty close, I think. $2,000 is the plan to put towards the Jeep. So if I jump over to the payoff calculator, which is here, the simulator here. So currently we're at a payoff date of January of 2029. So if I were to throw an extra $2,000 a month at it, February of 2025. So that is pretty aggressive, and it's like 7 months. So that is where I'm looking. Now, if I go back to my spreadsheet, okay, and we kick off this. Now, theoretically, I could do that, but that doesn't really make sense. So if I go to here, let's say, and I throw an extra $1,000, so already my numbers look different than I remember. But let's go here. Let's say I throw an extra $1,000 the mortgage, give myself that $500 buffer. I don't know if I'll keep that $500 buffer, but whatever. So let's load the mortgage payoff simulator. We'll throw an extra $1,000 at that. 2032. So again, aggressive, but 7 years, 8 years or so. Now, I could, which is probably a bad idea, throw $2,500 at it. Let's just see what the numbers look like, because I mean that's what this is all about, simulating payoffs and stuff. So if I were to get rid of this, let's make this $1,000 again, and I were to add, just for fun, $2,500, puts it September 2028. That's the number that I thought I was seeing, or remembered in my head. But I think we're gonna go with the 20% and do about an extra $1,000, because I think that makes more sense. And then once we get rid of this, then we're probably going to jump to the 35-ish%, and maybe even more. I don't know. So that's kind of where my brain is at, and that's kind of where we're headed. So we're talking months, years already in the future. So yeah, that's where things are at. Things are looking good. But I've got $878.33 that I need to do something with. So we're going to stick it in month ahead. I forgot what this $11.95, so I did my calculation before. $878.33. So there's that towards month ahead. And yeah, things are looking pretty good. As Larry David would say,
pretty good.
All right, I think that's it. I think I've rambled enough. I think I've talked enough. So again, thank you guys for subscribing. Thank you for watching the video. Make sure you like, make sure you share this with someone that you think might benefit from it. And I know they're not going to benefit from like the actual like advice, but maybe they laugh or enjoy it or whatever. That would be cool. And if you've got any advice about, I don't know, whether it's FIRE or financial independence, whatever, I would greatly appreciate you forwarding that along to me. I would greatly appreciate it. Any resources you have, thank you so much in advance. And we'll see you, I don't know when, probably the end of the month when we do our closeout. Maybe we'll do another video when the new paycheck comes in, just to kind of do a little follow up on this to see where we're at. Thanks again. See you next time. Bye.